So, Spider-Man 2 kind of came and went, huh? It felt like we spent years waiting for it. And when it finally came, we all tore the game to shreds. Everybody was playing it. And all of us Spider-Man YouTubers were raking in the cash, making videos airing our disappointment for the less than engaging plot. Well, except for me. I said I'd make a video ragging about the story, but never did. Oops. Well, that's going to continue to be swept under the rug, because Insomniac have recently added some Spider-Man suits into the game, some we've seen before, but most of them are entirely new Spider-Man designs that I haven't covered on the channel yet. Like the Fly and Fresh Suit Pack, the only purchasable DLC for the game. Okay, I'm a little lost here. There's only one DLC pack for this game, and it's not for any Spider-Man suits fans would actually want to purchase. It's a pair of original designs for Peter and Miles based off of 90s disco carpeting. What? Well, if you read the little video description on the suit release here, it says, Insomniac Games has partnered with the non-profit Gameheads to create two suits for Marvel's Spider-Man 2, one for Peter and one for Miles. From March 7th, 2024 through April 5th, 2024, PlayStation will donate $4.99, 100% of the purchase price, of each purchase of a Fly and Fresh suit pack in the United States to Gameheads. The donation will support Gameheads' mission of empowering low-income youth and youth of color to thrive in the video games industry. Okay, so at least buying this DLC pack would have been used for a good cause. Now I'm just left with two costumes I don't care about. Peter looks like a fucking mall walker, and of course Miles looks exactly the same but way cooler. Here's what I don't get. Insomniac will go through the effort of giving young talent a chance to find paid work in the industry. And yet these people spend their time designing suits like these that Spider-Man fans won't buy? You want to put these kids to good use? You want to show them some paper? Let them take a crack at adapting some classic Spidey suits, ones you know fans want. How hard would it have been to ask these kids to do some sketches of a cosmic Spider-Man design? If you paid Gameshead with purchases of the DLC, I can guarantee it was low as hell compared to what it could have been with the actual Spider-Man suits we've seen before. But it worked last time, didn't it? I bought the $80 version of this game so I could get more of the same kind of garbage. Insomniac knows I'll just buy this shit over and over like I always do. Are the Fly and Fresh suits really that bad? No. But it's like going into a pet store wanting a tarantula, but you come out with a peacock spider. I don't want this shit! Alright, can we talk about something cool here? The Hellfire Gala 2022 suits. These two suits come straight from an event in the comics. Specifically, a big get-together for mutants and friends of mutant kind alike. Everybody gets a fun new redesign. Oh, look at Iron Man. He's got a holographic tuxedo on. What an asshole. Oh, me? This is my Hellfire Gala outfit. Peter's Hellfire suit is an amazing design, done by Russell Dauterman. A black bodysuit with purple highlights, with a bright red spider that hangs itself over Peter's shoulder. This is such a clever approach to creating the spider. And this is the coolest thing since Spider-Man artists finding out they could wrap the spider around the torso. And it's spaced so well that the spider highlights his upper body. This is a very good Spider-Man design. And the Insomniac version of this suit is pretty good, but I don't know about the dark gray paneling. I think it makes the suit brighter than it should be. The light purple seams make this issue worse, especially near the knees with these ugly breaks in the format. I do like how the finger patterning fades out onto the rest of the costume, and the lenses do have a nice shape to them. And overall, I'd say that Insomniac did a pretty decent job on this one. I'm bringing back the star system for this one. 4-star. Miles' Gala suit is an entirely different beast. I'm a fan of this design. I think it's a fun take on mixing Spider-Man with formal attire. The spider logo shaping the jacket, the sunglass half mask, the texturing on the suit itself. All nice touches that make a great look for Miles. And the Insomniac version pretty much just takes it off the page and slaps it into the game. But I do kind of miss Miles' forehead being visible. It did give a sort of layering to Miles' face that disappears when you cover it up. But maybe Insomniac just brought the mask higher for some 3D modeling reason. I don't know. I personally don't think this is a bad suit, but I can understand some thinking that this design is a little odd. Oh, it looks like the Evolve suit, Hooey, I say. At least this suit leans into being spider formal wear, instead of pretending to be spider sportswear. 4 stars. I'm kind of going to cut in here because I just realized that using the star system for like suit grading doesn't make any sense, because that's what I've used for recolors previously and not just like straight up designs. If I had to rank these suits based on the old tier list video I did, I would probably say that the Peter Hellfire suit might end up being like maybe a low A tier. It is a really nice design, but I think some of the insomniacifications or whatever hold it back from being really good like its original version. And Miles's Hellfire Gala suit, I could get away with putting that at like the top of B tier. Okay. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled programming. This next round of suits deserves a bit of an introduction. A little while ago, it had been revealed that Insomniac would be adding 4 new costumes into the game, and pictures of said suits were released to the public. And when the community saw these suits, I remember having a field day tearing them up on Twitter with all of you. But I draw the line halfway through, okay? The Miles suits are decent and good. Only the Peter ones are abysmal. Alright, let's move through the slop here. The Fluoro suit... what is that? The Fluoro? The Fluoro? I don't know! You know what's stopping this suit from being a Spider-Man costume at all? Green lines. I do like the attempt at webbing on the shoulders, but once again, as these web lines go on, they just whittle away into meaningless trails that cover the suit. The helmet isn't even fully webbed. And let's be real here, that's all this thing is. It's just some tricked out helmet. This is just some fancy extreme motorcyclist suit with some spider theming. Sorry, I wanted a Spider-Man suit. Like, the helmet doesn't even attempt to take a crack at the Spider-Man eyes. This suit is all just emblems and lines, devoid of anything that makes any other Spider-Man costume cool. Jesus H. Christ. The Motor Chic suit. This may be the ugliest, motherfuckliest Spider-Man suit I have ever laid my eyes on throughout the history of this channel. I can't even take this dumbass seriously. Look at him. He's smiling at me, for God's sake. I'll say one thing. I like the spider logo. And the lenses are nice. But they've got this round accenting around them. Ugh, this thing is just ugly. I cannot stand it. You want Spider-Man in leather? Here, just wear this fucking thing. I don't know why Insomniac continues to waste suit slots on some of the most garbage and unlikable Spider-Man designs they can fund. Sometimes you just gotta leave this shit in the drafts, man. What is this? Everything nice about this suit is surrounded by a weird color palette, an ugly-ass jacket and pants, an even uglier studded belt, and these spider-punk-ass shoes. I never want to see this thing again. These 2 suits really got to me, because I could rattle off a billion Spider-Man costumes fans would want to see way more. And you know what? I will, at the end of this video. But no, we get stuck with garbage. Let's review some of the color palettes for these suits. The good old red and blue fluoro suit. I gotta say, the thigh paneling here makes a real phallic shape. 3 stars. Close enough to Spider-Man, I guess. Black and white. Fluoro suit, but somehow slightly less interesting. 1 star. And blue and pink. 3 star? I guess? Alright, now for the Motor Chic in red and blue. Nothing a good old red and blue color swap can't fix, right? Right? Hey, wait a minute. This guy kind of looks like me. 3 star. Motor Chic black and white. Nothing a good old black and white color swap can't fix. 1 star. Coffee blend Motor Chic. Actually kind of nice. The brown kind of hides the ugly face patterning a little more, and brown recluses are a thing, you know. A brown Spider-Man suit is plausible. I'll say 4 star. But you are on thin ice, pal! Alright, now we can finally talk about the better half of these new suits. I'd like you to keep a question at the back of your mind. Would you rather Insomniac added 4 pre-existing Spider-Man suits? Or are these Miles suits cool enough that they're worth keeping these shitty Peters? Brazil Spider-Man? You're going to Brazil! So is this suit covered in endless paneling and seemingly random lining? Yes. But it still boasts a consistent color palette, nice lenses, and actually looks like a Spider-Man costume. The logo looks a bit like its mascara is running though. I can appreciate the suit's web pattern, especially when compared to the last 2 designs. Now if you want to reinvent the web pattern on a Spider-Man suit, this is how you do it. You keep the webbing from breaking off into random bullshit. Speaking of colors though, this suit is fucking drenched in them. There's like 3 different accents going on all at the same time. The green paneling, the blue fabrics, and the yellow lining. It's a bit of a mess, but it is far better than what we were looking at before. It is not a Spider-Man suit built around an idea they had. It's an idea they had built onto a Spider-Man suit. Brazil! Alright, so here's the suit I've spent the most time defending on Twitter. This is the Metro suit. This is a great idea for a Spider-Man suit. Referencing all those full zip-up Spider-Man jackets and making it into a Spider-Man costume? Such a good idea. The logos are really nice, and the sewn-in webbing is such a nice touch. And these lenses are a real satisfying shape, but it does kind of look like he purpled his pants at the top here. The color palette is rather pastel, maybe even a little washed out. I think these colors are fitting. It goes with the comfier look, so it's fine. Alright, let's review them. The black and red Ginga. It's still all random lines and paneling, but at least the color palette has been simplified so much more. But I will say though, that simplification of color delegitimizes all said randomness. 4-star. I feel like there's too much red on this Peter alt of the Ginga suit. I just don't think blue on red makes as compelling of a palette as red on blue. Just imagine the 2099 suit with red fabric and blue logos. And this is kinda ugly for the same reason that would be kinda ugly. Having it the other way around makes more of a statement. But then again, these blue parts aren't really any logo at all, it's all just bullshit. It's a hesitant 3-star. I feel the same way about this one as I do the last two, but this one just has a nice color palette. I'll throw in another 3-star at this one. The Metro Miles variant. Do I need to even explain why this is a 5-star? The lenses and logo can shine so much more without being held back by the washed out colors. And this suit pulls off a nice default look for the character too. If Miles showed up in the movies looking like this, I wouldn't complain. It's a sick outfit, and the Peter version is just as good. With paneling on the pants to hint at Peter's original costume, blue pockets to further lock down the resemblance, it's just peak. God damn it, he fucking purpled his pants again. Jokes aside, this is a really fun recolor. The cool colors really match the cozy vibe of this suit. Another 5-star. So, do you think it was worth it? Do these 2 Miles designs make up for the existence of these 2 shitty Peter suits? Personally, I think so. The Metro suit is definitely carrying the Ginga suit in this scenario, since I can see the Ginga suit's off-brand color palette and complicated nature scaring off most Spider-Man fans. But both suits come with color swaps that might just get you to really like them. But if I was in charge, I would have cut the Motor Chic and Fluoro suits and replaced them with literally any other unadapted Spider-Man suit. The Bullet Point Spider-Man, anything but these, holy shit. Now I know I've been doing my fair share of shitting on Insomniac, but I think it's time to start wiping, because they've done us a great service. From Spider-Man 1 to 2, the game shed some suits from its original roster, whittling the skin selection down to lore skins, movie skins, and a couple fan favorites. The same was done for Miles, but he got to keep a lot more, considering how much smaller his game was. But due to the cutting, some skins were left in the dust, locked away from the sequel. The Peter B. Parker skin didn't make it into the second game, which was insane. Everybody was talking about how they couldn't wear the Miles into the Spider-Verse suits with the Peter one. R.I.P. Peter B. Parker, though. I'll miss you forever.
Really wish they would have kept Peter's Spider-Verse suit so I could have had the boys matching in cutscenes.
Just realized Peter B's suit isn't in Spider-Man 2 loudly crying. Hopefully we get the trench coat and sweatpants later on.
The vintage Spider-Man suit, the animated Spider-Man suit, all painful losses. There were some other suits cut that I really liked, but I could ultimately understand leaving them out. Some of these suits just aren't as important as the anti-Ock, I guess. But come June 18th, Insomniac brought some of their best back into the game. The Last Stand suit and the Uptown Pride suit. They both get some incredible recolors as well, with the Last Stand sporting an Insomniac style, black suit style, and Arachno Man style. So nice to finally see Arachno Man making a return in the world of Spider-Man gaming. These are all 5 stars, by the way. The suit is so awesome. I even got my own Last Stand jacket. The Uptown Pride suit is no slouch either, looking way better than I saw it last. I think it might just be the gold. It looks way less highlighter yellow than it did in the last Miles game. The silver variant is nice too. Kind of feel like they were trying to go for a black suit kind of look here. Reminds me of Superior Venom. Very nice, 4-star. And then there's Miles' answer to Webman. Hey, I know that guy. I kinda wish Miles' extra paneling wasn't black. I know the Webman style Miles wouldn't look good anyway, but having all this chunky black outlining isn't really putting your best foot forward. It's just that small touches of red on black look so much cooler than touches of black on red. But I appreciate being shown what such a thing might look like. 3 stars. This one is cute, but I think it looks bad for the same reason the last one did. But I also think the reverse would have looked nice as well. Pink on blue instead of blue on pink. 3 star. And that leaves us with the other 2 suits Insomniac brought back. Only difference being they don't have alternate colors like the last 2. The animated Miles suit looks right out of the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon. Of course, the front logo has been cleaned up a little more, considering it's not one of a million frames drawn to make a cartoon. This is just an awesome look for Miles. If I had any complaints, I would say that maybe the red looks a little dark sometimes, but it's fine. And finally, the Peter B. Parker suit. One of my favorite costumes for the character ever. It's a great rendition, but sometimes the lenses can look a little gray, which sucks. I wish Insomniac would fix some of these models, but what can you do? You can't fix them all. They did fix the TASM 2 souls, so that's nice. Anyway, there's 9 more skins. As some of you may have noticed, the game didn't come with alternate colors for the Black, Symbiote, and Anti-Venom suits. And the new update fixes that, and grants each of these skins 3 new colors. But you gotta go through New Game Plus and level up 9 times to get them. This is gonna take me a while, and I don't want to talk about the things I'm gonna have to do to get me there. The red logo black suit. I really appreciate this reference from Insomniac. It's the kind of deep cut I didn't expect from them. You see, this is a callback to some concept art for the original black suit. How does it hold up design-wise? Well, it does look cool, yeah. But having every other marking on the suit be red while the eyes stay white just makes me wish that the eyes would be red too. I can see why the black suit opts for the full black and white look. 3 star. Now this recolor is awesome. It could be argued that this thing is cooler than the original, since the added white really helps distract from the poopy texture here. I really like how the black fills out the suit. I just wish it wasn't cutting up the white with lines all the time, but I mean, it's the fault of recoloring. You weren't supposed to see these lines all that well anyway. 4 star. I'm pretty sure this is a reference to zombie venom. I disliked this suit at first, but once I finally put in the work to grind for it in-game, I've grown to enjoy the meaty red paneling on this suit. I know this may contrast with my earlier opinions on the red logo, but this suit implements red so much better. It hides the red within the suit's black paneling, rather than making the suit a battle between white and red. I appreciate the reference, but I am still a little grossed out by the meat texture. 4 star. Next up, Squirt Man. I feel like I did a really weak job discussing a recolor similar to this in my rating every Spider-Man recolor series. You see, the black suit has a recolor just like this in this game, but in truth, both of these suits are pretty weak. I just feel like the mostly uninterrupted white with touches of black isn't as striking as the alternative. I'm no color theorist, which explains why I did such a bad job critiquing recolors like this in the past. I just don't know how to explain to you that this looks better than this. Something about the white standing out on the black just looks cooler. 3 stars for both of these suits. I'm amending the past ranking. Hey, wait a minute. First of all, 3 star. Second of all, you could have referenced Blue Venom. That's very popular in the community right now. It would have gotten you a lot of points. The Blood Red Symbiote. I mean, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand why this one is a simple but effective recolor. The Blood Red keeps the previously black sections dark enough to still contrast the logo, and red is not a stranger to the symbiote, so there's precedence for this as well. I still would have liked to see all blue, but regardless, this is a 5-star recolor. Moving on to Anti-Venom. This first recolor isn't all too bad. It's got a nice bit of contrast going, with a navy blue and a gray metallic paneling. I will say though, sometimes lighting the suit can cause the blue to get a little washed out, making the details of the suit quite hard to pick out in motion. It still looks cool though. 4 star. Ew. Something about this one just rubs me the wrong way. Black paneling on a red sea of watery fabric just looks wrong. It could be that the muddier red can turn brown, leaving the black to just get lost, or that this is obviously a Carnage recolor, and I'm getting too hung up on the details they set to make this costume resemble him. It's a nice reference. I don't know how I feel about it looks-wise. 3-star. And this recolor is just like the first one, except if you remove the muddying issue by making the suit black and platinum white. This is a 5-star recolor, baby. I like that contrast, that strong contrast. And with that, I believe we've covered every single suit in this game now. That makes 90 suits, and that's not including every recolor we've ever tackled. This game is pretty stacked suit-wise, so much so that I'd feel guilty asking for more. But I'll live with my guilt. You can't tell me that any of these suggestions wouldn't fly off digital shelves as DLC. I mentioned this earlier, but it's a crime that the sensational Spider-Man suit has been ditched by Spider-Man games. I'm pretty sure the last time we saw this thing as an alternate suit was in 2012 with Spider-Man Edge of Time. In fact, you could probably sell an entire skin pack with just skins adjacent to Ben Reilly. Spider-Man Beyond would be perfect, especially with the web gliding mechanic. Chasm would look great, especially if similar techniques from the previous symbiote suits were reused. The Scarlet Spider 2 being added back just to complete the trilogy? I know Insomniac probably wouldn't charge you for something like that since they haven't in the past, but still. They could also do a modern Spider-Man comics pack, including newer costumes like Spider-Man's infamous Oscorp suit or his streaming suit. And if you want some Miles, you could always include his vampire hunting suit. I know there's a huge amount of Peter suggestions here over Miles, but if you ask me, Miles has always been done better by Insomniac's original designs. If they wanted to make up more original Spider-Man designs, I'd probably just have it so that most of them are done on Miles, while Peter continues to get outfits from comics past. Or you could just make it so that Miles gets to wear Spider-Man suits that aren't his, like Peter does. You know how Peter gets to wear the 2099 suit and the Spider-Punk suit? What if Miles did the same? Miles could reference so many other Spider-Men this way, like the newer Spider-Boy or Spider-Man India. Anyway, I only suggest all this stuff because I kinda expected this game to be important just a little bit longer. I thought there would be more DLC for this game, but Insomniac spent their time elsewhere. Like on the Wolverine game or that Spider-Verse game that got leaked and cancelled. And that shift away from furthering Spider-Man 2 just left me alone with some of the things I find to be kinda bad about this game. The Sandman is no cooler or more satisfying than his first fight, as his mission chain is just fighting sand demons across the city to be rewarded with boring Sandman audio diary series. Venom is once again reverted to the big monster that's gonna fuck planet Earth, and inside him is a character you don't care about. Mysterio is given a redemption arc after beating his levels, but who cares? When have we ever seen this guy commit a crime? But if you don't want to think about that, you can just boot up the game and swing around the city. It's a pretty kick-ass Spider-Man simulator. You swing around, stop a crime, you get bored, so you switch your suit up. You swing around, stop another crime, switch another suit. Suddenly, this isn't as fun anymore. You try Miles, and his different animations are so fun and cool to look at. You swing around some more. You stop some more crime. You switch Miles' suit. You repeat this cycle over and over and over and over and over again. And then you wish there were more suits in the game. And then you wish you had some amazing PSM merch. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to look like a cool spider person, boy, girl, man thing, you can go to my merch shop where you can get some pretty cool hoodies that have some spider designs on them. But if something like that is way too expensive and you don't want to harm your social credit at school by looking like a spider-themed loser, you could always use my Fortnite creator code, AmazingPSM. There are some pretty cool skins in the item shop right now, which I won't be saying aloud due to the chance that I might accidentally say a skin that's no longer in the item shop. They're just on screen. They're just on screen. I hope these look cool. Go use my Fortnite code, please. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hoorah!